I'm at your service, son.
The Sasau swordsmith tells me he'd pay handsomely for a piece of the sword some pilgrim from the Holy Land was selling here a while ago.
Well, my lad, I can't help you there. We're the back of beyond here. Not even a pilgrim ever stops by. And even if he did, what use would some relic be to me? And what would I pay him with?
What's the matter?
It's the tourney. It always upsets me.
Why would the tourney upset you?
It brings back sad memories about my son Svartalfur. God rest him. He always loved sword fighting. Even when he was just a lad, he used to duel with his mates with sticks. And for years he saved every groschen he got so as he could buy a real weapon. Wasn't long before he had the hang of all sorts of fancy strikes and feints. So when he heard Sir Hanush was holding tourneys for common folk, he was first in line to enroll.
I see. And he got hurt in the arena?
Oh, heavens no. Sir Hanush set the rules in such a way that nobody would suffer more than a bruise or two, and he makes damn sure the rules are obeyed.
Did your son ever win the tourney?
Oh, aye, more than once. Svartalfur wasn't the strongest, but he was agile as a weasel, and he put his heart and soul into it.
So what happened to him then?
Well, this fella by the name of Peter enrolled. They called him Black Peter on account of the colour he wore. He beat all comers. No man could match him. Only Svartalfur was determined to take him, so he started training all the hours God gave. He even started going to Captain Bernard for lessons. And in the last tourney, he got the better of Black Peter in the end and won the prize. Only he never came home that day. I figured he was having a drink in Rattay to celebrate his victory. But he didn't even turn up in the morning, and I started getting worried. I was just on my way to look for him when some merchants came by. They found my boy by the road just past Rattay. He was still alive, but he was burning up and shaking like a leaf. I sent for the sawbones right away. But before the day was out, I had to send for the priest.
Do you think it was this Black Peter who killed him?
It was the first thing crossed my mind. Aye. But there's no proof. It could have been anyone, I suppose.
Do you know anything about this Black Peter?
Oh, not much. I asked around, but nobody knew nothing much about him. Except he was a stuck-up bastard. He always just turned up for the tourney, took his prize and vanished.
Did Svartalfur have any wounds?
Only a couple of scratches and bruises from the tourney. Nothing that would kill a man. Not even the sawbones could...
I think I can tell you what happened to Svartalfur.
Really?
The fact that he died just after beating Black Peter and winning the tourney was no coincidence.
So it was that bastard?
Yes. Black Peter lay in wait and ambushed me. He's a nasty piece of work. I reckon after losing the tourney, he lay in wait for your son like he did me and did something to him. Only I don't know exactly what.
Merciful God, I knew it. But how did you get away from the fucker? Did you kill him?
Unfortunately, it wasn't my lucky day. I didn't manage to kill him, and by now he'll be miles away.
Oh, it can't be helped, but thanks for trying. Here, take this for your trouble. Good luck, then.
You already talked to Matthew?
No. No, I haven't.
So go and see him. This might be...
Greetings, Henry.
Hey, I've got this thing going in Pribyslavitz, and there's plenty of problems, and, well, I could use a helping hand.
Sorry, Henry, old pal, but I'm up to my ears on my own problems. Maybe another time, when things get settled.
So, what are you scheming up this time?
Well, we've got this idea. You might have heard there's coin coming to the Tarnberg quarry to pay the workers their overdue wages.
I haven't heard anything about it.
They owe them for a quarter of a year. There's a lot of quarrymen in that quarry.
But it's bound to be well guarded, isn't it?
Maybe not, if we time it right.
And why aren't we talking about it with Andrew?
Andrew hasn't got the balls for it. He sent us to hell.
He did? How...
I don't know. He just said he won't do it.
Andrew's not interested. Is it that dangerous? Look, if I'm going to do this, I want to know everything.
It's close to Talmberg, so if we mess something up, we could have problems. But what a pile of silver.
Well, those people work for Sigismund.
Yeah.
But I know Quarrymaster Rupert. Those people don't work for Sigismund.
No, they don't.
And you think it's all right? Is that what we are now? Common thieves?
What do you want me to tell you? Take a good fucking look at us. You're right, but we're up to our necks in shit.
But a thing like this...
Do you think we're any better off now than we were in Sasau on our last legs at the tavern?
Yes.
Then you're a fucking fool. Ever since Skellets, everything's been going to hell. Why should we have to pay the price for that? To hell with the fucking quarrymen. All right, I suppose.
I'd like you...
Certainly.
I want to...
All right, but... Now, pick goodbye.
Hey there, Goodman.
We've met before.
We have. And you
Why not?
Excellent. I see you have no fear. Had enough? Bollocks! Got weak at the knees, have you? I admit defeat, sir. You've won honorably.
who's that? What was that noise? No sound. God knows what it was. Someone there. Hey, who's that? Mother of... Is something the matter?
Hey! What the?
There!
Welcome. The Lord be praised.
How did you enjoy the race, my lady?
I had no idea you were so talented. Your sweetheart must be the happiest woman alive.
My lady, you see...
Come and see me sometime, Henry. We really need to have a proper talk.
Good luck, then.
Most megkapod!
Jesus.
About that job.
Wonderful. But before we get to... We are gonna go and take a sly look at that quarry. Meanwhile, try to find out who's gonna be guarding it. Even better, if you could make it...
I've got that coin.
What? What coin?
The coin they were going to send to the quarry.
Going to? What are you saying? You stolen Talmud?
Damn right.
Well, I'll be fucked. So show us the bloody money then.
Here it is.
Holy shit!
A third of it is yours.
Fuck yeah! First we get drunk out of our heads. Let Andrew see what he missed out on. I'll be with you. Good day.
Hey, I've got this thing going in Privet.
Sorry, Henry, old pal.
Good luck then.
I've got the coin.
Good.
No, I mean the coin.
Bollocks. Nothing's come to the quarry. We know if it did.
And it's not coming, ever.
What? All this watching and waiting's been for nothing? Fuck.
No, you blockhead. I stole the coin before it even left Hamburg.
What? So all this watching and waiting has been for nothing? Ha! Come here and give me a kiss, you sneaky little fucker.
Later. I'll have to get blind drunk first.
So,
Here it is.
I can't believe it. I'm gonna spend a week in the bathhouse. Fuck it, a month. And every wench in the province will be in there with me. Take care.
Jesus, what?
Listen, Matthew, I'm running Pribyslavitz now. How would you like to move there? There's work enough to be had.
How much work?
Lots of it. Don't you worry about that.
Henry, that's exactly what I am worried about.
I might have known.
Why didn't you say so right? I can always count on you, pal. I'll get going then.
You do that. But don't forget, you'll have your work cut out.
I don't doubt it. Another alehouse to drink dry.
See you later.
Hey,
Hey, what do you say to move into Pribyslavitz? I'm in charge there now, and I could find some job for you.
a job in the woods? Doing what? Collecting pine cones?
You could help with the building work.
To hell with that. What good did honest labour ever do me?
We've got a tavern too.
Ah, emptying tankards is the job I do best. I'll shake on that.
No doubt I'll regret it, but I'll take you.
I'll be with you.
I'm glad to see you.
How's trade?
Nothing we can.
I'd like to learn to fight.
Certainly.
I want to achieve.
You can.
Well,
Good luck. Be quicker.
Good gracious, it's Henry, champion of the rat-eye tourney.
is there anything I can help you with, Sir Hans?
Ah, Henry, the very man I wanted. There is something you can do for me. You see? I'm in love.
Ah, there's a new wench at the bathhouse, is there?
Watch it, Henry. This is the love of my life we're talking about, not some wench. The face of an angel, breasts like silk pillows to dream on, and good strong hips. A regular Helen of Troy.
Troy? Isn't that near Prague? I don't know anyone from there.
Never mind, blockhead. What I'm saying is, she's a fine filly, and you can help me win her.
Sounds like fun. I'm all ears.
You, Hal, shall be my messenger of love. You shall bear her a letter and a gift from a secret admirer.
But why me? It's not like you to be bashful, Sir Hans. You can just go and tell her,
Certainly not. Carolina is different to the others. She was educated in a convent and needs to be handled with kid gloves. Romanced. I must court her secretly. It's the latest fashion in France.
And who is this Carolina?
The fairest maid that ever walked the earth.
Carolina.
The butcher's daughter. You must have noticed a divine creature in the marketplace. Unless you're more interested in barnyard animals.
Carolina, I do know her. She's a pretty girl, all right, but, well, a little below your station.
Love knows no station but the heart. And you keep your peasant eyes off her. Your task is simple. All you have to do is get hold of a necklace fine enough to grace her lovely neck. I did have one that I inherited from my great-grandmother. Unfortunately, not anymore.
What happened to it?
I lost it playing dice at the inn. But you'll get it back for me. You're a smart lad. I'm sure you'll figure out a way. And I'll reward you handsomely.
Oh, all right then.
I lost it at dice in the Ledechko Tavern when I was there to see... Well, that's not important.
So, some dice player from Ledechko won your grandmother's valuable necklace. Haven't you learned anything from losing to Zdena, the bathhouse wench?
My great-grandmother's. And as it happens, I have learned a trick or two. But that fellow has the luck of the devil. No doubt he'll still be sitting there, swindling other folk out of their hard-earned groschen.
Oh, what's the use? All right, all right. I'll go to Ledechko, find this diabolical dice player and see what I can do. Though I'll probably lose my shirt to him.
Well, God be with you.
God be with you, good sir.
Are you the one who played dice with Lord Capon?
Played and won, lad. Fine noble he may be, but he can no more throw dice than I can read Latin.
I can't disagree with you there. But look here, have you still got that piece of jewellery you won from him?
No, I don't. Some noble rode through here and we had a game or two. Only them dice kept falling his way. I was lucky to keep my boots. He's got the necklace now.
Did you know where this fellow was headed?
He was waiting for someone here, but when they didn't show up by midday, he rode on. He mentioned something about camping by the bridge over the Sasau River.
There aren't many fords along the river on the way to... Can you tell me anything else about him?
Fine gent he was, well dressed, on horseback. Had quite a lot to say. Seems he saw a bit of the world. And he...
You said they fell well for him?
Aye, no wonder. Fine dice they was, made special, all shiny and whatnot.
That's all I need.
Take care.
after something? I'm afraid my friend here won't.
Your friend? Oh, I'm very sorry. And, well, I don't want to be insensitive, but I was hoping to get something from him. My master's necklace, which he won at dice.
Your master? Who would that be?
Well, Sir Radzig Cobbler of Skalitz is my liege lord. I'm Henry, but just now I'm helping Sir Hans Capon with a private matter.
Those are weighty names in these parts. I'm Sir Anselm of Domkey, in the service of... well, that's not important. I'd like to give you... that is... I'd like to ask you for your help.
I'm listening.
I will. And I'm sure it will help you find that necklace. The thing is, this is all my fault. I got held up on the way to meet Alphonse. By the time I got here, I found him like this. Amen, lad. I was heartbroken and enraged by turns, tearing my hair and cursing. Alphonse was my good friend, and it pains me to know he was only here on account of me. I brought him into a certain business matter to negotiate with some people, and he agreed. And this is how it ended up. When I finally pulled myself together, I took a look around and found some tracks. I followed them to the camp of those very brigands that Alphonse was supposed to negotiate with.
Yeah, you can't trust anyone these days. So how can I help?
You can pass yourself off as Alphonse. Get into the bandits' camp and find that fucking murderer. And when you do, you'll find what you're looking for.
That doesn't make any sense. If one of them killed Alphonse, he'll know I'm not him.
No. They never saw him before. So whoever killed him surely took him for some passing merchant.
Are you quite sure they don't?
Aye. He moved in altogether different circles, among decent people. That's the very reason I asked him for help. So I reckon the best thing is for you to introduce yourself as Alphonse, have a snoop around, and come back to me.
Now, wouldn't it be better if you did that yourself? After all, I know nothing about this Alphonse. They'd see through me.
I'd do it if I could, lad. Only they know me, and I'm not on the best of terms with them. They'd most likely kill me on sight. Then the two of us would be dead and those bastards would get away with it.
Well, I hope I can avoid the same. Is there anything else I should watch out for while passing myself off as Alphonse?
The main thing is to look and sound like a noble, not a peasant. A commoner. So dress the part. No rags or rusty iron.
And how am I supposed to recognise the killer?
Ask around. I don't reckon anyone will admit to stabbing him in his sleep, but you might pick up some clue. You could have a look around for that necklace. Now that I think of it, they stole other valuables from him too.
Silver is silver, though. I won't recognise anything. Didn't he have something unique? A signet ring?
No, not that I can... Oh yes, he did. Dice. He had a set of dice made specially in Prague. It was his pride and joy. They were red and gold, bright and shiny. Not the kind of thing you'd overlook.
What can you tell me about Alphonse, so they don't catch me out if they start asking questions?
Indeed. A few details should suffice. He was from Slani, but lived in Prague the last few years. He advised people, very well too. He helped them to deal with problems, of all kinds.
Yeah, he sounds like a man of the world, but I've never even been to Prague. I'm not sure I can...
You can always change the subject. He was an ardent dice player, God forgive him. And he spent some time in Moravia on the service of Prokop of Luxembourg. But that was ages ago.
What do you know about the brigands?
Actually, they're not just ordinary bandits. It's a robber baron and his band. Sir Erhard Baron Bielowitz. Some of his vassals and maybe some commoners. They came here in the hope that...
Why don't you ask some of the local lords for help? I'm sure the Sasau custodian would lend you a few men.
There's nothing I'd like to see more than the lot of them strung up. Only I have a task that conflicts with that. And as for the custodian, I'm pretty sure Sir Sebastian is in league with Erhard.
What was the purpose of Sir...
Look, Henry, you'd best avoid that subject if at all possible. Just find the murderer for me, get your necklace, and I'll take care of the rest.
It'll be a bit hard to avoid that, since it was supposed to be the entire purpose of his visit.
True. Well, Alphonse was supposed to talk Erhard into moving his robbing raids towards Benishov, especially holding up merchants' wagons heading for Prague. In return, he was to offer a reward of up to 12,000 groschen and safe haven in Pilgrims.
I see. So you work for someone in Pilgrims?
No, neither Pilgrims nor Benishov, nor Vlachin for that matter. It's a bit complicated. Damn politics.
My word, the whole thing sounds like quite a twisted affair.
So are you going to help me?
I'll help you. I'll have to go there to look for the necklace anyway, and this seems as good a way as any.
Thanks 1,000-fold. And for the love of God, don't get caught. I'd never forgive myself if another man lost his life on my account. If it starts to look risky, take to your heels.
I'll bear that in mind. Looks like he died without a struggle, maybe killed in his sleep. They took everything he had, money, jewellery, even his boots. Someone was searching for something here. Were they out to rob him of everything he had, or something in particular? Could it be someone was trying to get rid of something here? I be right in assuming this is the encampment of Sir Erhard, Baron Bielewitz?
You must be Sir Alphonse, eh? All the way from
Prague, yes, quite. But I travelled via Gurum, thinking it the less hazardous route, comparatively.
Oh, aye. The roads ain't safe at all these days. There's all sorts of rabble waiting to rob unwary folk and even kill them.
Indeed, I concur.
Right then, but you'll have to wait a while.
No matter, I shall just,
but it's easy to pass the time here. There's always a dice game going on, with nice things being...
jewellery?
That's right. Just go and see old Blaha, the fellow sitting at that table there. He can read, write, and do so.
Thank you.
What the?
How did you find...
That was my doing. I heard from a scribe about some ownership feud that ended up badly for both sides. Since then, it's been left neglected.
Oh, that's a shame. No doubt it was once a fine place.
Aye, the Vega is of fortune, eh? Times are harsh and what have you. It's always been that way and always will. I wonder how many burned out, abandoned ruins will be... How many folk will have no homes to return to? And how many won't be returning ever? But that's our lot in this vale of tears. There'll be no peace and quiet till the next life.
Amen to... Can you tell me...
What can I tell you? I can read and write a bit, and I help Sir Erhard out when he needs it. Although, I have to say, since the Baron took to robbing, there's not much work for me anymore.
And what did he do before that?
What every landed noble does. He still had some estates and income from them, only he lost it all some years ago on account of debts. So he had to find some other livelihood.
I was told I could have a game or two.
Aye, he's got his hands full at the moment. You must be Sir Alphonse, eh?
Including dice? It has come to my attention that there are interesting things being wagered.
True enough. We've got a fine pair of plate gauntlets, 2 necklaces, one of them's a lovely piece, a good sharp sword, and some other things, I don't remember what. The custom here...
What a shitty day. I need a good scratch.
I regret I have no valuables on my person.
Well, under the circumstances, it wouldn't be polite. You want to play right away?
Why wait? I'll play...
No beating. You'll play against Noggin now. He's not the bright...
I'm so hungry I could eat my foot. I'll never get this. So hungry I could eat my goat. You watch yourself. My granddad put up
Fucking weather. Fucking tent. Fucking camp. I've had enough of this shit.
What a shitty day. I need a good scratch to cheer me up.
I'm so hungry, I could eat my boots.
Rivers of blood.
piss.
I'm so hungry I could eat boots.
You're a fucking cheat.
I gotta piss.
Sir?
I won't take any accusations from... You're not getting off, Scott.
I agree.
I want to play dice.
They fell your way, lad. You'll play Berta. He's a man, but they call him that for some reason. Damned if I know why.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood.
I'm so hungry I could eat boots.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood.
I want to rob him. Fucking boy.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Tent. Fucking camp. Had enough of this shit. I'm gonna get soaked. What else is there to do here? Try watching yourself once in a while.
You watch yourself. My granddad.
I want to play dice.
They fell your way. You'll play against Mladota. He's a bit...
You must be chasing women away.
Sir Erhard will receive you now.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck.
I'm so tired.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife, how sweet it is a robber's life.
No one to rob here. Fucking boy. Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. I've got a pick. Burning, wrecking, making strife.
I'm so hungry, I could eat my boots.
Fucking weather, fucking tent, fucking camp. God, enough of this shit.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife, how sweet it is a robber's life.
What a shitty day. I need a good scratch in here. What you used to do before all this? You wouldn't believe it. Well, I was a sentry in Bataan. Yeah, but they I'm gonna get sucked. So I joined up. What else is there to do? You? Sentry? You're having me on. That's true. Now it's your turn. What did you do before? Rivers of blood and of blood in blood.
Should have stayed home.
The monks could shove them up their arse.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck. I just want to eat, sleep, and fuck.
need a good scrap to cheer me up.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away.
And how are things here? Do you get away much?
We ain't allowed to leave. So I've been here the whole time. I don't mind though. There's always something to pass the time. And we've got that wench.
You're my daughter?
I am.
Just curious.
You could put it that way. I ain't been here long though. I helped them out of a tight spot and they took me with them.
Is that right?
Well, I was lying in wait for this wagoner, see? Because he'd been mouthing off about me, so I figured I'd take all he had for compensation. Anyway, I'm hiding there in the bushes, and I hear this wagon coming, so I jumped out to ambush him. Only it wasn't that wagoner, but some merchant. As soon as he saw me with my weapon drawn, he started screaming bloody murder, and next thing, his armed escort comes charging up, and I was the one ambushed. The injustice of it.
Vexed.
Aye. Anyway, they caught me and took me with them. They figured I was Sir Erhardt's spy, and they wanted me to lead them to him. Of course, I told them I didn't know what the fuck they were on about. So, while they were threatening to break me on the wheel, string me up and what have you, along comes the Baron with his merry band, and they lay into the soldiers and send...
That is quite...
Ain't it just? If it hadn't been for me, the fellas would have run straight into a trap and it'd all be up with them.
You're my daughter?
I am.
Just curious.
You could put it...
You must...
If you like.
That's all. The blessing of our Lord Jesus Christ.
The pleasure is mine, sir. We haven't had any interesting visitors here.
Indeed, we certainly have much.
Good. And how
long and...
Ah, would you...
If you wouldn't mind, I would rather postpone our talks until...
Of course, I quite understand. Go...
Can I ask you?
Ask away.
Don't you leave the...
What are you trying to say? That we're shitting ourselves here?
Yeah.
Then I better put...
You're welcome to try. Get going then. But leave that weapon.
I agree.
What's going on here anyway? It all seems a little odd.
Haven't you ever been in the camp of a merry band of...
Never quite this merry.
They've got their loot, and now they want some fun. Booze, dice, and women. I'm the only girl here. They're more interested in dice, anyway. And boozing. And they're no fun at all.
Well, they seem very fond of their...
Aye. They always play the same way. Every player bets his most valuable piece of loot. And the winner takes all. Although it's... You do that, handsome.
I want to play maybe this time. Then there's Pekuna. He's a local.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life. Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life. Filth, stink everywhere. Should have stayed home.
What's he doing here?
How did I do?
Actually, nobody won. You and Picuna have the same score. So yeah. Well.
Can I have a word?
What do you want?
Can you tell me something?
This place? It's been here as long as I can remember. I used to come here as a youngster to play with my mates. Anyway, one time I had to lie low for a bit, so I came here and ran into these gentlemen who paid.
Why did you have to disappear?
Nothing terrible. Just that I was courting this one girl, only her old man and her brothers didn't take to me. Besides which, she was promised to some rich merchant. Once they had her married off, they forgot about me, though.
What's your...
I ain't, true enough. I'm a local. I don't go raiding with them. When they're here, I just look out for them, bring them supplies and that.
And what do you do when they're not here?
Whatever's needed. But being the go-between for them that set up the ambushes pays well, and you don't have to risk your neck for it.
I'll leave you to it. I'd like to ask away. That's all. You cheated.
Ah, a bit of fun for a change. Well,
I'll let you go, but the weapon stays.
Very well.
I'm so hungry I should eat my food.
How did I do?
Well now, Sir Alphonse, you took a...
Thank you kindly.
Fucking weather, fucking tanks, fucking stuff. Fucking
I was told.
Get the hell out of here. There's nothing here for you. Are you looking for me? What was that? I must have imagined it.
The Lord be... I've got that necklace.
Excellent news! I'm not going to ask... I want you to sneak the jewellery into Carolina's...
Can't I just hand them to her?
You cannot! Under no circumstances must she find out who sent them. Otherwise the whole secret admirer ploy is fucked. Oh, and by the way, Henry, watch out for the butcher. He keeps a very close eye on his daughter, and if he catches you sniffing around, well, may all the saints preserve you. Once you've delivered the things, wait a day, and then...
God be with you.
Good afternoon. God be with you.
I'm from Scarlet, but...
Mother of God!
The Lord be praised.
I delivered the things.
I already know. My spies told me everything. She was wearing the necklace this morning, as I asked in the letter.
So you'll go to the rendezvous with her?
Certainly not. I'm not going to pounce on her like a bull in rutting season. Her feelings must be allowed to mature gradually.
I thought you didn't believe in...
This is no witch's brew. It's an absolutely tried and tested elixir called Musk of Infinite Allure. There's a fellow in Sassau who sells it, and he guarantees its success.
Musk of...
I'm sure I can rely on you. See you later.
Well, who have we...
Ah, the prodigal son returns. I knew you'd come back to me one day.
Let me guess. You saw it in a dream?
I knew you were going to say that.
I had a dream of my own.
You too? So you learned something from me after...
Yeah, it was just when I was getting pummeled by a mob of very irate villagers.
That unfortunate misunderstanding. What can you do?
Misunderstanding, yeah. I tried to explain that to them, but they were too busy kicking my arse to listen. I've heard you know of some
Naturally! Musk of Infinite Allure. An age-old recipe, maybe even older. Tested by Moses himself.
Moses?
How do you think he managed to get his people to follow him through the desert for 40 years?
Yeah, so it would...
Who do you take me for? The wisdom of the ancients isn't something that's bought. But since you ask...
What? That much?
As King Solomon said, if you like, I can...
Oh, not...
Now, is that any tone to use with your master? For shame.
Apologies, master. I was carried away by my thirst for knowledge.
I understand your impatience, but the way to wisdom is narrow and arduous.
And leads out the window. About that recipe...
Yes.
Never mind.
As you...
So what is it you want from...
Oh, my dear apprentice, everything's gone to the devil. I'm living from hand to mouth, sleeping on straw, and the local peasants won't buy from me. They say they don't trust me, as if I was some kind of charlatan. Can you believe it? Does this look to you like the face of a swindler? I'm an honest trader in sacred goods, whose only concern is the wealth.
A regular good Samaritan.
And any time now the slanderous gossip will spread here from Sassau. I should leave before things get worse. But I can't go anywhere until I've made a bit of coin. So what's needed is to give the locals a bit of encouragement, to open their hearts. And...
Sure. Kick him onto the path of righteousness.
what do you take me for? I wouldn't hurt a fly. Violence is for the dull-witted. We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies. For example, to ward off a revenant.
Revenant? What revenant?
Well, the dead, returned from the grave. A corpse that the soul is unable to depart.
Yeah, I saw something like that once. But it was just some drunk going home from the tavern after losing all his money at dice.
Don't make light of such things. Now tell me.
Chop its head off and sprinkle holy water on it?
That is the traditional way of dealing with such supernatural manifestations. You are my trained apprentice, but the ignorant villager is entirely at a loss how to deal with such dark forces. It is our sacred duty to prepare them for such threats.
And how do you propose to do...
Well, they're all doubting Thomases. They need proof. We'll need a grave, an empty grave that we can use. There's one along...
What's that?
Well,
Not entirely. What is...
you have to dig it up first.
Why this particular...
The locals don't like to talk about it, so it's surely got some sinister past behind it. And in places like that, revenants sprout up like mushrooms after rain.
Well, if that's how it is, we could open old wounds. That could easily set people against us.
Then it would be best if no one could connect us to it, wouldn't it?
I'll need a spade.
Yes, dig it up and...
And what am I to do with the...
Keep them. Human remains are always handy to have...
Great. And how do we spread the...
There's a gossip in every village. Here too, a woman who'll spread news quicker than a dozen messengers on the fastest steeds.
And what am I to tell this?
All you have to do is casually mention the empty grave, and before evening, I'll wager the whole village will know about it.
Where does this woman live?
The last house on the left, on the road to Sassau. She was the first person I met here, and by the time I reached the village green, I already had a mob looking the rumor.
And that's all?
Not quite. You should ask her who was buried there.
So, dig up the...
And the remains. Don't forget to remove them.
I might have known any task for Capon would turn into some insane escapade. Grave robbing. Jesus.
God be with you, lad.
I got you that potion from the charlatan.
What charlatan? He's a man of learning who even cured the Pope of impotence. But thanks, Henry. I really appreciate your help. Once I drink this potion, every woman will faint at my feet. But I'm only interested in one. The fairest creature on God's green earth.
Yeah, the butcher's daughter, I know.
A rendezvous. She and I, under the cloak of night. And you shall be my herald of exalted words. You will hide and prompt me from a book of poetry.
I'll do what?
Here's a book of poems. I'll need a little time to get ready. Meanwhile, you can
learn poetry. Me?
Stop wasting time and get to it. Come back to me in a couple of hours. I have to get dressed. God be with you.
Are you ready, Sir Hans?
Henry, something.
Open up. I'm not going to talk to the door.
That potion tasted rather odd, and now I have a feeling my face is broken out. How do I look?
You're imagining it, sir. You look as irresistible as ever, if not more.
But I feel as if I just fell face first into a nettle patch.
Well, you're just a little flushed from the...
If you're sure.
Why wait?
All right, then. Lead on, heart. And you, Henry... Tell me, Henry, how many girls have you had in your life? If you've had any at all, that is.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare with you.
Ha! Very true.
Henry?
One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight. There's another very pretty girl living in this house here, but she's already got a suitor.
Since when has that ever bothered you?
Since the time her fellow threw me headfirst into a dung heap and kicked my arse for good measure.
It seems your future subjects don't hesitate to take a stick to you when it comes to minding the womenfolk.
I doubt he would have done it if he recognized me. I was, incognito. We're almost there. You'll hide behind a gravestone or in the bushes and don't budge from there. Otherwise you might scare her off. Hide, Henry.
How do you know it's her who will come out and not someone else?
She got the letter and necklace, didn't she? She knows that I'm...
And what am I supposed...
What do you think, dolt?
Who's there? I can't see you. Your most ardent admirer, fair maid.
Uh-huh. And do you have a name?
What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would still be a flower, wouldn't it? Start.
What are you saying?
Gentle night, why linger on? I yearn thus for my love so long. Without her words to still my breast, who shall set my soul to rest?
Gentle night, why linger on? I earned this from my love so long. Whip out your worthy silky breasts. Who shall suck my salty bits?
No! If you have no wealth to offer, you say, she will scorn you and turn away. But once you promise her a treasure, she says she will love you forever.
If you have nowhere to cock her, use hay. She will scorn you and turn away. But once you pounce on her treasure... Psst.
What's that hissing?
It's, a feral goose here in the bushes.
I shall love you then, my dear, as long as you lie with me here. If you'll not give your all to me, no longer shall I bide with thee.
I shall let you drink my beer, as long as you, buy one for me. If you'll not give your ale to me, no longer shall I buy for thee.
Jesus, Henry, what kind of yokel nonsense are you babbling?
Me? You're the one who's babbling.
You're an odd one. I've never heard such peculiar poetry in my life. Where on earth did you come up with it?
It's the latest fashion in France.
You've done enough harm. Better shut up and leave it to me.
How did you like it, dearest?
Well, it was, Father is coming! Hide!
Who was that talking? If it's some Danny again, I'll gut him with my filleting knife.
I didn't hear anyone.
Did you hear what he said? But I have a bad feeling about this, Hans. I think we should...
Are you still there?
Still here, my love. How could I have apart from you?
Father's coming! He'll kill you!
He will not. Because it'll never cross his mind where I'll be. Henry, it's time for me to claim my prize. Whatever happens, cover my back.
There you are, you seducer! Now you'll see how a butcher protects his daughter's honor.
Buy me time.
You got some explaining to do, you bastard!
What are you after, you bastard, sneaking around an honest citizen's house in the dark?
I went to mourn over the grave of my great-grandmother.
Oh, yeah. Then what are you doing right beneath my window, eh?
No, the question is, why are you trampling on great-granny's grave, eh?
Enough of your horse shit.
Ah! What are you doing here?
Oh, my darling.
Get out! Get out or I'll call Papa!
My sweet. How can you be so cruel?
Hey, what was that?
What was what?
That noise. I'm sure I heard a strange noise.
We're here in the cemetery. Maybe restless spirits, what do you reckon?
I'd swear it came from the window of my own house.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
Someone's been creeping around after my daughter. I come out and I find you here. Quite a coincidence, eh? So, out with the truth.
You're quite mistaken. I've never laid eyes on your daughter, and if she looks anything like you, I'd rather keep it that way.
Why, you fucking...
What do you think you're doing? Climbing in here, uninvited?
Ma chérie, I came to court you.
Then go and court me from the courtyard.
Don't try to make a fool of me. I heard it clear...
Are you all right? It seems to me you're hearing things other folk can't hear. That's not good.
You're saying I'm hearing voices in my head?
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sent Euphrosyne of Polotsk heard voices too, and she founded a monastery and churches and things.
I heard voices too. Well, could have been voices. I wouldn't swear to it though.
Look, fellas, I was standing right here and I didn't hear a thing. Do you take me for a madman?
Whatever you are, I want to know what you're doing under my daughter's window and who was talking to her. I heard it clear as day.
Good neighbour, it can't be denied that old age dulls a man's ears. I'm here alone, praying for the souls of the good people resting in the cemetery. I've nothing to do with your daughter.
That voice sounded different to yours, though. But where did he get to? You must have seen him. Unless you're covering for him.
What? You don't love me?
No, and I told you, get out!
Well, how about a kiss at least?
Out, out, out!
Jasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
What the fuck are you playing at? My patience is wearing thin.
Jasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
Jesus, stop your damn screeching!
What a lovely evening we're having. Nice and mild, eh? Seems to me it was hotter this time last year, don't you think?
I swear I'll go mad if I have to listen to another word from you. Lads, shut this fucker up. You'll get the hiding of you. Quit it! Ow!
Oh dear.
I'll swallow you.
God bless you.
How did it go with Carolina, Sans?
It was a disaster, Henry. A disaster.
How come? Didn't your recitation do the trick?
What kind of nonsense were you feeding me? Carolina thought I was a thief breaking in to rob the place. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. She told me to get out, or she'd call her father.
Oh, you're lucky I managed to keep him busy. Only now he thinks I'm the village idiot.
Well, thanks for that, at least. Anyway, Carolina slammed the door in my face, so I suppose I'll have to look elsewhere for the love of my life.
Well, back to writing love letters.
To hell with love letters. Imagine. That silly goose couldn't even read.
Ah, shame.
Indeed. Here's the letter, Henry. Read it. At least you're capable of appreciating my literary talent. Read and learn from a poet. Goodbye.